So, for those of you that have stuck with us, we're now going to be talking about Play, which is a 1980 American horror film directed by Tom Holland and written by Don Mancini and Jim LaFia. And Holland. Odd. Tom Holland. Okay. I thought maybe the country Holland. It stars Catherine Hicks, Chris Sarandon, Vincent, and Brandon. Side note, and a little fact for your fans, Brad Dourif was the sheriff in the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween. Official taglines of the film are "You'll wish it was only make-believe" and "Something's moved in the Clay family, and so has terror." The film was first released on November 9th, 1988, missing Halloween by that much, and was met with moderate success. It has developed a cult following among fans of horror genre. The film is the first in the Child's Play film series, and is the first movie to feature the killer doll, Chucky. It was the only film in the series released by MGM/UA, and the rights to the series were sold to Universal Studios in 1990, right before the production of Child's Play 2 started. Going around the panel, I'm going to start with you, Carolyn. What was your initial thoughts on Child's Play?
Awesome movie. I grew up with dolls, and yeah, it's like, and I told this Tony, but like my grandma, she makes up stories, and she would tell me and my cousins, and my cousin had this life-size Barbie that someone had that life-size Barbie, and the Barbie was possessed, and the girl would wake up every day with scratches everywhere, and they would find blood under the Barbie's fingernails. So when I saw Child's Play, I was like, whoa, okay, Grandma maybe had a point. Like, this is scary, but really awesome. Chucky, to me, is a great balance of very fun villain and very villain. I mean, it looks crazy. I mean, the fact that cast actor that like the doll where they all to look kind of like weird face, red hair, and it was just fun. A little kid in it, and the little kid does like a job in the movie too. It's just, I mean, it can make or break it when a little kid is main characters. I like it a lot. The franchise, it became more and more comedic, which it's not a bad thing, but I kind of like the first original one best because it's still kind of scary.
For sure. Maybe, what was your initial thoughts on Child Play?
I thought it was actually kind of interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting how they incorporated a doll as a killer, and basically that his soul got like hexed into it or whatever. I actually thought
meant to do it, I believe.
Oh, I don't remember, but whatever. But I thought it was kind of interesting how that, and then it basically made dolls like scary and things like that, and then I actually enjoyed the sequels better than the original. I actually liked the comedic aspects, so I thought it actually made it more the horror, kind of like basically broke up the horror somewhat in between each scene, sort of like how, you know, Friday the 13th always had them crazy sex scenes, so it was like up and down more. So it kind of, I thought it felt a little bit easier per se than the first one, where it was much more like suspenseful. But as a whole, I actually really liked it.
Very cool. Frank, what was your thought on Child's Play, the movie?
I don't recommend the porno, that's for sure. My first thoughts...
You're a terrible person.
But no, having a creepy doll that kills people is just a great idea for a horror series.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Because especially everybody had probably your favorite toy or something. Granted that he was, you know, like 2 foot tall helps.
It would have been great if it was an actual Barbie.
Like same size and everything.
Yeah, like maybe it was Ken was the one that he possessed, and his wife was Barbie.
Oh.
That would have been great.
Goes for this evil curse, ends up in a G.I. Joe doll. Like, what are you going to do there?
That would be better right there, G.I. Joe.
But I enjoyed it. I liked the first couple. I think, Child's Play 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3 were pretty good. The Bride of Chucky and The Seed were almost just... they wanted to get more movies out and make money. But I know we're not talking about those. So overall, of the first movie, I enjoyed it, and it had a good story to it of this serial killer trying to get away from the cops. So, hey, I'm going to hide on this doll. Oh, shit, I want to kill people again. I'm going to go do that. Crap, I don't want to be a doll forever, so I'm going to put my soul into this kid. Which doesn't really pan out. But it had a good story. I enjoyed it. Not enough boobs, though, since we got onto that topic somewhat.
Oh, man. Sure.
Yeah, definitely a boob rating. I think there's a website for that.
I was going to say, there's a website for that.
I think there is. To the Google.
To the Google. We've lost Frank. Thanks for joining us tonight, Frank.
What? What'd you say?
You Google it so we don't have to.
No, what did Dace say?
Thanks for showing
up. I said, well, we've lost Frank to Google, so have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah, the first time you said it, the only words that came out were Frank and Knight.
Sounds about right.
Continue on.
I rhymed. With Child's Play, it spawned a little bit of controversy when it was first released, and the controversy that was sparked was during the initial release, a large crowd of protesters formed at the main entrance of MGM calling for a ban of the film because they claimed it would incite violence in children. Local news reporters from 2 TV stations were broadcasting live from the scene, and the producer David Kirshner was watching the demonstration on TV and was disturbed. Jeffrey Hilton, working in Kirshner's office at MGM, indicated that he could quell the disturbance in 10 minutes. While Kirshner was watching from safety of his office, Hilton spoke to the group's leaders and shook his hand. The group instantly dispersed, much to the chagrin of the newscasters. Hilton did not reveal to Kirshner whether it had been a threat or a simple diplomacy that saved the day. But Hilton's diplomacy notwithstanding, the film's franchise was plagued with accusations of inciting violence in children. Child's Play 3 was cited with the inspiration for 2 murders, which took place in the UK in 1992 and February 1993, respectively. The murder of Susan Caper and the murder of James Bulger. In the Susan Caper case, the 16-year-old catchphrase, "I'm Chucky, wanna play." Tom Holland, in response to both murders, defended the film, stating the viewer could only be influenced by the content if they were unbalanced to begin with. Gibby, we'll start with you, because I think you're the most unbalanced on the panel. You believe that violent horror movies, such as Child's Play, has a huge impact on children?
To be honest, I mean, you could almost argue the fact then that the little doll in oh Jesus Christ, Saw.
Annabelle?
In Saw, you could almost say then that incites violence in children because it's a doll, and I mean that one's even worse in my opinion than Chucky, because they're basically brutally murdering people in that compared to Chucky, which is, in my opinion, is a little bit more toned down compared to Saw. I mean, Saw literally shows like some crazy shit in that movie. So I think, I mean, it's the same concept even when you come into video games. Just violent video games incite violence in kids. And I would happen to agree that I would say it won't unless you have an imbalanced child already. I don't see a normal kid going crazy like that unless he was already basically fucked up in the brain. You know what I mean? It's the same concept with like all the school shootings and stuff like that, and they always try asserting it to some reason other than the fact that the kid needed help, and basically no one helped the kid. Because that's the main issue at hand. Like, I don't see violent video games or movies causing that at all. But I mean, I can see why some people would think that, but I just disagree.
Frank, what was your thoughts on this horror movie inspiring people to kill people?
Well, for one, why are you letting your kid watch it if you're that worried about it?
That's a great question.
Awesome parents.
Yeah. Like, I let my 5-year-old watch this movie that's R-rated and is about murdering people, and now he stabbed the cat. Your movie sucks. No, you failed, lady. So, yeah, that's basically the big point. Like, I guess I don't... Maybe it's because I don't have kids, so I don't want to blame everybody else, but... also, MrSkin.com for the movie boob thing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it had to come in. That had to come in. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
That's all.
Had to come in. Come on, Gibby.
Hey, you had to come in though.
That is all.
God, this is digressing badly. Carolyn, what's your opinion on
what you get for bringing up there?
horror films murdering?
Yeah, what did you expect?
People. True. That's why you're on Wednesdays.
And only Wednesdays. It's very rare they let me out of the closet, man.
Did Gibby just come out?
Phrasing again. Yeah, right?
Congratulations, Gibby. We knew it.
How you guys doing? Go ahead.
Just because you're gay, your voice doesn't have to go up an octave.
It does. It does, in my opinion.
Okay. Carolyn, what was your opinion on murderers being bred from stupid murdering movies?
I agree with you guys. I think that it's so much easier to blame a movie, video game, than actually take the problem, which is people don't talk about mental health enough, especially with kids. You know, if you see your child drawing dogs with blood gushing out of their necks, or already like little animals, things like that, you don't think the face, and then you go ahead and, they watched Child's Play. Oh, it's Chucky. They're obsessed with Chucky, or Slenderman, which was one of the new ones, and they're doing super. No, people understand that behavior is a mixture of disposition and environment. It cannot be just one of them. So yes, that's my experience to horror movies, but just because of horror movies, he's not going to go out and do harmful things first, and unless that child already has sort of predisposition of such things, or that child is not maybe mentally healthy. So people just for dumb shit to bring their problems in. A movie with a doll, and yeah, that's like an easy target. It's
an easy out. That's what it is.
Yeah, it really is.
When it comes to the franchise, obviously 1 through 3 torments the kid Andy Barclay, and then Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky kind of goes on its own little thing, and Curse of Chucky really brings it almost full circle. Do you feel that this is a successful franchise, Frank?
Well, yeah, kind of. But again, the later ones just started to get dumb. Like, they started to rely, especially in Seed of Chucky, they relied way too much on the comedic aspect than they actually did of making a horror movie. Like, that was actually a comedy with a little bit of blood. So I feel like they kind of lost their way, and yeah.
But
my 2 cents.
In retrospect, the new movie that was just released this year, which I still want to see so bad, and haven't picked up yet because I'm an idiot, actually released last year. The Curse of Chucky kind of went, all right, well, we went a little too goofy. Let's bring it back, and let's go after Andy again.
Well, then,
so
hooray. Sounds good. 5 stars.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they did it. Gibby, what is your thought on the franchise?
For the franchise as a whole, I mean, it is going downhill, but I feel like that's with any franchise in the horror aspect. Like, name one that actually was capable of keeping that quality alive for that long. I mean, that's the main problem. All right, you got me on that. All right, that's probably... But see, they did all those... they did all those in rapid succession. No, if they come out with a Saw like 5 years from now, is it going to be at the same quality? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they use the same actors and everything, whereas in all of these, especially like the Freddys, they had I mean, I can't even tell you how many different Jasons there were. I mean, I highly doubt it was the same one for every single one because of just how many times. I mean, that thing's going on for what? Close to 30 years now? 40 years?
There's about 7 of them, and when they're in the room together, they all think they're the best Jason.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's... You're going to have issues. I mean, like you were saying with Freddy, I mean, after a point, it actually becomes such an iconic classic that if they make more of them, they're not going to be able to use the same people anymore. And I feel like Saw benefited with the fact that they just completely pushed all those out so fast. So, I mean, the original 5 Freddys were that way. Well, they weren't really that pushed out that quick, but there's all the same, basically, the same guy played Freddy in every single one. So you had there's a lot more balance in that aspect. So, I don't know. I think as a whole, Child's Play in general did okay. I mean, I do agree it kind of went more comic with it, but I still enjoy them. I guess I'm weird for that, though. So
weirdo.
No, I do.
Yeah.
Saturday night, me and Frank sat through all of them, except for the first one for some reason. Carolyn, what is your thoughts on the franchise as a whole?
Well, I still prefer the first one, and I think that just because it's horror, I didn't see the last one. I didn't see it though because you are right. I think they brought back a lot of horror elements to it, and I like that. I did watch the other ones, and I already knew they were going to be good. I forget. I think it was the there's even some bit Britney Spears gets like killed, like something stupid like that. It's
yeah, she does.
Like, yeah, right? It's feeling a lot like scary movie franchise. It was just like, and I'm not going to say it didn't work because I feel like it still made me, and it just became very campy, very, very campy, sort of like movie, not even horror, just like a few deaths here and there. And even the deaths were funny too. So I guess from being this scary idea to just thinking, oh, it's a doll. Like, that is just silly, and cashing that aspect of being silly. It didn't work out for me. Again, I wish they kept the horror relevant throughout the franchise, but it's still commercial, and people paid money to see it. I mean, I paid money to watch. So, I guess it worked on the way.
So, before we end the podcast, like we did with the other 3 movies, we're going to go through, we're going to give the low points, high points of the original Child's Play, and what you would score it on a 1 to 10. We'll start with you, Frank.
Oh, yeah. All right, high point would probably be, for the first 3, the consistent going after Andy and just being a creepy doll that doesn't die properly or at all.
I love how it die properly.
And then, as a low point, as I think you've already caught the hint, The Seed of Chucky was just a terrible movie, and what's her face with the annoying voice doesn't need
Jennifer Tilly?
Doesn't need the double dialogue. She doesn't need the double dialogue. She can talk once, fine. 2 times, too much, and just way too much trying to make stupid puns and terrible. But as far as a rating goes, I think it's about a turkey.
About a turkey, all right.
What? Where's that rank on the cookie scale?
Well, you can't compare cookies to turkeys, man.
Yeah, man. Jeez, 2 different animals.
Damn it, Frank.
Well, okay, maybe this will clear it up. It's kind of like 15 horseradishes.
Okay, that makes it more sense then.
Good.
Our audience needed to know. Carolyn, what was your low point, high point on the movie, and a scale from 1 turkey to 10 horseradishes?
Oh, God. I'm not that bright like that. I'll try. I guess the low point would be The Seed of Chucky. I regret that one. High point, first movie, really cool, using you being able to carry your soul and you being able to pick a body afterwards. When he becomes a doll, he knows that the first person he tells his secret to, that he's actually a human spirit, that's the person who is going to, he's chosen one. That's the person he's going to possess afterwards. Pretty scary. It's pretty bizarre because the little kid trusted that doll. He was his friend. That's pretty cool. I would give maybe a, I don't know. I think I could do the other cookie thing because I have more information on that grade system.
Some kind of form of calculus, I think.
Right.
Give me high point, low point on Child's Play, and what would you rank it 1 to 10?
All right, I point. I actually like the fact that they went away from more to like a soul type character, not as much as like an actual like brawn type character, whereas like Jason and all of them were all more of brawn and beat the crap out of you, kill you, and then Chucky's more of an innocent looking doll that goes on a homicidal rampage. And you know where that's from, right?
I do. I can't find the clip.
Okay. Danger Zone. So that's I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like all other good horror flicks, they just the longer they keep bringing it and stretching it out, the more they keep fucking it up. But I feel like they're still watchable.
That's how like all sequels really go. Like after you do it for so long, you just lost.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Except Saw.
Pretty much. No, Saw, like, all right, you keep bringing that up, but whatever. And then I would probably rate it at 3.5 turkeys or 15 wallabiggers.
Clearly don't know how to use the scale. Clearly don't know how to use it.
You need to put like a line for us. You know how to read because it's just very.
I'll try to throw together a conversion chart. Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I want graphs and charts.
That's right. We need them. We're stupid. We be stupid,
well,
Frank. We're stupid. We need your help.
I know.
So
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight and dealing with us, especially my Canadian internet access. I'd like to thank Brian Gibson. We'll go around the panel. I don't know why I thank Brian only. We'll go over the panel.
God.
And we'll let you plug things. I know what two you should be plugging. You go first.
Check back here in Mega Powers Radio every Wednesday for the Dace Man show at 8 o'clock, I believe, ish, sometime around then.
We've been doing
Just
70 of them. What do you mean you believe?
It's a time. We don't.
He sits on Skype all day. Just whenever you call, he's like, "Oh, it's a time."
Yeah, where we'll discuss sports, weird news, celebrities. Maybe have a douchebag of the week and a high five, which we haven't had in ages. And I'll sing at some point in time. Multiple times. Probably. Because, guys, I know what you want. And I know what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should check out the DaceManShow.com, because that's awesome, even though that's not the show. But check it out. Actually, we're working on that, and I'm not going to get into detail yet. But also, you should check out the newest Dace Man Plays, because I'm on it. And I just wanted to say that.
Please.
Very
And
true.
actually, if you want to shoot Gibby, nobody will complain.
Oh,
Just throwing that out there.
Gorgeous, I think.
What's that got to do with the bullet?
Because I'm gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Carolyn, what do you have to plug?
Kill him and wear skin.
Well, I would like everybody to check out Fanboys Anonymous. All the articles. I don't know if we're still having the Walking Dead contest going on, but a lot of really cool news and interesting stuff. And you feel like sculptures of really gory stuff and mythical beings, you can check out my website, czoeffects.com. And I'm trying to upload more pictures soon. But there's some gory, cool stuff in there that I think people like it.
Sweet.
Yep.
Now
or
it's
if you
time
don't
for
want to
me.
read,
Let's
you
see
can just watch us.
Wow. So now it's my turn. Let's see how far I get into it before Gibby interrupts me. Follow me on Twitter at the Dace Man. Check out everything that's going on at fanboysanonymous.com, including the Dace Man Show, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, on Tech of Powers Radio. Check out alltimewrestling.net, where yours truly will be making his return this Saturday, 2 p.m. in Williamstown, Jersey. The crazy man is back.
Yeah, and he can't walk without a walker. You know, God.
You're so horrible. Check out the Dace Man Show on YouTube. We've got a lot of content there. Like Frank said, he's on this edition of the Dace Man Plays. We have a parter. We're borderline with the pre-sequel.
Ew.
It's practically a movie.
Technically a movie.
It is. It's 2.5 hours of it. It was terrible. It was up. So, on behalf of myself,
no boobs,
Gibby, Carolyn, and Frank, thank you for joining us here tonight on For Real Movie Club, where we talked about horror icons, and for the few, the proud, and the Dace-tacular. No, wait a minute. That's the wrong show. Sorry.
Yes.
So, keep watching movies. I don't have an outro for this one. I don't have an outro for this one. Just keep watching movies.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. I'm too old for this.
Good day, sir!
You stay classy, San Diego.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'm finished.
That'll do, Pete. That'll do.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get laid!
You're still here? It's over. Go home.